All right, word down at Yankees spring training is that the whole Ryan McMahon at shortstop experiment hasn't gone according to plan just yet. A couple of errors this week has some people wondering what the Yankees are going to do with shortstop depth until Anthony Volpe returns from the shoulder injury. So let's see what Ryan Garcia of Empire Sports Media thinks about the whole shortstop situation. Ryan, appreciate you hopping on with this, man. Love talking Yankees baseball with you. Let's get it straight to it because we're talking about the backup here because Jose Caballero is the starter until Volpe returns. But how much faith do you and the fan base have in Jose to start the season at shortstop? Is it an upgrade or a downgrade from Volpe, who had a down year last season?
Well, I think the fan base is a little higher on Caballero because he had a great first impression here. He hit 266, had an OPS of 828. He was an upgrade over Volpe in the second half, and there's kind of that honeymoon phase when a new guy comes to town and brings some energy. I do think Caballero is more of a league average starting shortstop, which isn't a bad thing. It's better than what the Yankees got last year. Volpe was 25th in wins above replacement at the shortstop position among 26 qualified shortstops. So, do I think Caballero can be better than that? Absolutely. He's a great base runner. There's a good feel for drawing walks, but I don't think he's a superstar, more of like a scrappy player, bottom of the order kind of guy.
So in comes Ryan McMahon, who they're trying out to see if he could be a valuable backup. And so far, the reports are that he's struggled. And I'm gonna jump to this man's defense right now. You know, I'm not a baseball guy or baseball player. I'm a football guy, but he is a natural third baseman. He's even won some Gold Gloves at the corner. But do you think that Aaron Boone, Brian Cashman, these guys should continue to see what they have in a McMahon, or do you like how short is the leash in terms of looking somewhere else?
Well, I think communication with the player is important. If the player is uncomfortable and does not want to continue the experiment, you got to stop it right there. But if the player is confident in their ability to try it out and not have it affect their play at third base during spring training, sure, give it a couple other starts, but I don't think they should lean on McMahon to be the backup shortstop. As you mentioned, he is a premium defender at third. I do think they could carry Oswaldo Cabrera, who has some shortstop experience, or Max Schumann, who's also on the 40-man roster with some shortstop experience. The need for a backup shortstop is only going to be brief because Jose Caballero will move into that role when Anthony Volpe comes back. But again, this is based on what the player's feeling. Are they comfortable? And again, when the regular season comes around, just being able to have somebody who can at least man the position if something catastrophic were to happen to Caballero as the starter.
All right, I know you say Caballero would kind of move once Volpe gets back, but how confident are you in Volpe when he returns? Like, let's say Caballero is playing well, he's got the hot hand. Do you ride with him, or do you just automatically give Volpe his job back day one?
I think it's a great question. If Caballero ends up playing well, man, what do you do? So I'll start with my confidence level in Volpe. I'm not particularly confident that he's going to be more than a glove first shortstop. I don't think that he's going to live up to the high prospect billing he once had, but I don't think it's impossible for him to be the player he was in 2024, where he graded out as one of the best defensive shortstops in the American League, had plus 14 outs above average, plus 6 defensive runs saved, and stole a good amount of bases too. He had 28 steals. If you can get that kind of player at the bottom of your order, it's not a super attractive player to have on your roster, but it's a productive and important piece to have at a position where defense matters a lot. For Caballero, I do think if he starts out well, he'll still get reps at shortstop because Volpe's coming back from labrum surgery. I'm sure the Yankees are going to want to give Volpe some off days. Caballero could get some starts at second against a tough lefty because Jazz is a left-handed hitter. He might get some tough starts at third base against a tough lefty. If Rosario's a little banged up or if he's out of the lineup, there is reps to be had for Caballero because he's so
Right.
versatile. So I think if he plays well, there'll still be opportunities.
You mentioned Oswaldo Cabrera making the final roster of final 40. He's going to make his first appearance of spring training, returning to action for the first time since he broke that ankle back in May. What's your expectations on Cabby this season? You've mentioned some, but how much could he add or how much value could he add to this team?
I think there's a good amount of value Oswaldo Cabrera could add if he's healthy and if he's playing well. A big thing with Oswaldo Cabrera to note is that We don't know how he's going to look after the ankle fracture. I mean, it was a gruesome injury, and his mobility at shortstop could be severely affected. But if not, then he's a capable option there. He can hold his own. He's a good defensive third baseman at the very least. And one thing that he brings that both Caballero and Volpe can't bring is offense against right-handed pitching. There are some years where Cabrera has been an above-average hitter against righties, most notably 2024. He had 268 average, 320 on base, 409 slugging percentage, was 8% better than the league average hitter against right-handed pitching. I think if Cabrera can play that kind of role where against a really tough righty, you can slot him in that shortstop, he's going to be pretty valuable to this team. But again, it all depends on how he looks after that injury. And I wouldn't blame him if he gets off to a slow start or needs to start in AAA because, again, that was a really tough thing to watch.
All right, we're getting one step closer, one day closer to opening day. Man, like talking, always a good time talking Yankees baseball with you, Ryan, man. Appreciate you hopping on with me.